like, nah, man. You know what is? I think sometimes, like, we might have a good heart, might want to reach out, but then we feel embarrassed when we don't get the same energy, and we don't. We got to realize that that's okay. Maybe
Hmm.
sometimes the energy just don't mesh at the time, but people will get mad, and I'm like, yo, people got to stop that, man, because
Hmm.
you can really have a great relationship with, just because you don't hit it off the first time with someone doesn't mean that you will be arch enemies in the future with this person. But some people believe that based on the environments that they come from, where you could be friends with someone one day and the next day they're your enemy, and what's happening is people are bringing their culture online. And I wish I could talk to the person. I wish I could really tell them, like, yo, bro, you don't even need that type of energy, because you have good content. You can really make it and do what you're doing. You don't need that energy. You know what I mean?
Hmm. You don't need that energy. Just stay away
Yeah.
from it. Don't fall for the bait, because that's what
Yeah.
you get invaded.
Yes. And
You get invaded.
sometimes,
And people do get defensive. People do get defensive as hell.
right. Yeah, sometimes people got to just, it's just respect, something, and boundaries, right? Sometimes people just got to give themselves a little space and give the other person a little bit of space. And sometimes you think about it, you say, wow, that wasn't even really about nothing.
Hmm.
But if you're on top of the person and each other, and you're not going to be able to have the time to even think, to meditate on it and say, you
Mm.
know what he said to me wasn't too disrespectful. That was my ego getting involved, because everyone else was like, I hear some people say, yo, I could have let that slide if they didn't do it in front of people, right? So
Mm.
that lets you know that it wasn't that serious. But a lot of times we're like, we let the crowd get to us, and oh
Yeah.
man, ego says, yo, you can't let him say that to you, and everybody's looking, and you know what I mean. So we gotta get out,
It,
check ourselves.
it's interesting you say that too, because from what I see, a lot of times these are like contributors of a channel, supporters of a
Okay.
channel that tend to feel excuse me, that tend to feel entitled in the long run, and they don't even show it at first, but then they start throwing it in your face, like, I donated to you,
Hmm.
why you ignoring my comments, I know you see me.
Yes.
just
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
completely a switch, and what
Yeah.
gives them the what why they think they have the right to is because of contributions they have made. And if
Yeah.
that's why you contribute into a channel to feel like you could take over somebody's platform, or whatever, like, your intentions are way wrong, man, in my opinion.
Right, because look, check it. I heard somebody say this online a while ago. Right, I heard somebody say to somebody, the only reason I became a member of that person's page is so they can't block me or something like that. I don't know how that
Oh,
works.
I've heard that before.
Yeah, yeah. So it's just all, like I said it before. A lot of people are just spinning one another, right? A lot of
Mhm.
people are just spinning one another. A lot of times, a person will link with you because they see the potential that you have that you might not see in yourself. So a lot of times, you don't really know why a person wants to link with you, or why a person wants to pull up on you. And I think a lot of people, maybe in their real life, they didn't have a lot of friends, they didn't have a lot of company, so they come online, and with a good heart, they might get on here and tell their story, tell their life, but then they don't know they have people in the bushes that's going to use that against them, right? And the thing about it with me, I feel like if you're going to get up here and tell your life, and you're going to tell some personal things, then you should already have that in mind. So if it do happen, it doesn't bother you as much, because you really can't control what a person does. You're gonna say, please stop. You're gonna say, yo, I'm punching your face if you don't stop. I mean, you're not gonna even see the person. So, people just have to kind of
Be
operate
mindful
better.
too. Be mindful of what
Yeah.
you're putting out there. Be very mindful of what you're
Mhm.
putting out there.
You
You don't
mind?
want something to come back and get you, bite you in the ass, in the long run. you know.
And
And
that
remember,
happens. Yeah.
remember what you
Yeah.
said. Remember it, because
Yeah.
we see this all the time, where people say one thing and
Mm-hmm.
then they contradict themselves down the road because they
Yeah.
forgot what they said
What
a
you
few
say.
months ago.
Yeah. 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 I feel like this, right? I feel like anything. And I remember one time I was dating this female, right? And she was telling me that her moms had told us, anything that you do today, if you got to regret it tomorrow, then don't even do it.
Mm.
Right. So Now, if you